recent celebration of your 249th anniversary. We did in Liberia at your embassy. Mr. President, we thank you for this opportunity to be here. Liberia is a longtime friend of the United States, and we believe in your policy of making America great again. And we also go a long way with you in your diplomacy that has to do with economic development and commercial friendship. Liberia has a lot of minerals, and one of the things we ask as good friends for a long time is the opportunity to do a survey of our minerals. And also we are committed to peace, and we've been very lucky within our region. We are a country that have had a series of democratic elections, and our country has been cooling down. And also we want to encourage American involvement in the investment in Liberia. Yeah. We'd like to see that happen. We want to work with the United States, ease and security within the region, because we are committed to that. And we just want to thank you so much for this opportunity.
Well, thank you. And such good English, such beautiful. Where did you learn to speak so beautifully? Where were you educated? Where?
Yes, sir.
In Liberia.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's very interesting. It's beautiful English.
Sure.
I have people at this table can't speak nearly as well,
Very
and
good, sir.
they come from.
Yes, so Donald Trump met with presidents from five African states, met with the head of Gabon, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Mauritania, and Senegal at the White House today, July 9th. And during their conversation, of course, Donald Trump initially gave kind of an opening remark, to thank and praise these leaders for, coming up to the White House at the invitation of the United States. And then, after, talking about the United States and how well they're doing with the wars and everything, it was time for these African leaders to, make their own remarks. And in the course of doing that, we had the president of Liberia give a remark in English. And if you hear Donald Trump's statement, he did say, asking the president of Liberia where he learned such good English, which kind of took me aback, because I'm not sure if he, was trying to compliment or if he was just, being insulting. Where you say, oh yeah, someone did something really well because you did not expect them to do that well. Donald Trump has always had a certain regards for Africa as, people who are backward, maybe uneducated, maybe criminals. And then hearing Mr. Joseph speak in this way kind of threw him off, and then he had to go ahead and make this statement, which kind of is like, who's briefing Donald Trump? They invited presidents of these five states to come to the United States. You would expect that they would give Donald Trump a little bit of a briefing as to who was coming and who they were, what their policies were, even educational level, because Donald Trump spoke like he did not expect this gentleman to speak with such eloquence and with such a knowledge of their countries and of themselves and of the United States. So maybe I'll take a second to tell you who this guy on the screen is. Yes, Mr. Joseph Nyama Boakye is a Liberian politician, currently the 26th president of Liberia. He has been in office since 2024. He previously served as the 29th vice president of Liberia from 2006 to 2018 under President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and also served as Minister of Agriculture from 1983 to 1985. Mr. Joseph was educated in College of West Africa. He also attended the University of Liberia and, of course, attended university at the Kansas State University. So, you mean, first of all, Liberia is an English-speaking country. They do have an interesting story. I just recently understood that, not recently, but again, understood that you know, Liberia was kind of founded. I mean, the state of Liberia was founded by freed slaves from the United States. So these were slaves who had been freed from the United States, emancipated, and some freeborn, of course. And recently, this guys decided to go back to, of course, Mother Africa, to their roots, and there were a few ships that left from the United States carrying some of these emancipated and freed slaves back to West Africa. And I think that is how they kind of settled in Liberia. And around 1846, the first black governor of Liberia was kind of put into office, right? So Liberia has a very unique history, and you would think that Donald Trump would know that Liberia itself as a state was kind of put in place by freed slaves, emancipated slaves from the United States. And again, what language did the United they spoke English, right? So I don't know how he could not make these connections. Anyway, Trump being who he is, there's always a there's always a controversy when people come out to meet with him. Again, like I said, I have mixed feelings, because I am not sure if Trump was giving a compliment, or if he was just being insultive. Well, you tell me what you think about this in the comment section. There is definitely a lot of talk about Trump's comment regarding the president of Liberia. So please go to the comment section, let us know how you feel, what you think about these comments. And again, I think, well, the president kind of was cool. He really didn't want to talk much about his background, because again, I'm sure he did not want to come across too strong. Trump doesn't really like people coming across that way when they're in his presence. So he was, respectful enough. Didn't say much. Just said yes and yes and yes. I studied in Liberia, and then just left it at that, right? So yeah, please go on to the comment section. Let me know what you